guys, it's your boy Alex, and welcome back to another reaction video right here on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Corner. Yeah, I know, I've been doing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Corner videos recently, but this is one that is... Ow. Cannot talk today. This is one that was actually recently requested a while ago when I posted one of my videos on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. They asked me to take a look at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel known as TGS Anime. And I want to get this out of the way. I actually have watched their channel before. I just never did reaction videos on their channel before. And this is actually an interesting thing that was brought up. I figured now it would be a good time to check out their channel for reactions. And they wanted me to take a look at a certain video that I may have remembered from their channel. They basically want me to take a look at TGS Anime's top 10 most overkill Yu-Gi-Oh! Moments. Now, this could mean also either one-turn kills in Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes, or just basically a character going a little too over the top with their move and basically killing their opponent in one turn. That's what I'm thinking. But again, I said I remember recently watching this video. I don't remember much in it. So, why don't we dive in and find out what I remember? Alright, and this is what our main man looks like. Loving the beard, actually. He's got some good beard action going on right there. Yeah. It's always awesome to see, a person with, a full beard, because it just makes them look so manly. Or something like that. But anyway, so let's not waste any time and jump right in. There might be some on this list that I remember and some that I don't. Again, something could be in the back of my mind from there and it, just be laying there. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at TGS Anime's top 10 list of Yu-Gi-Oh! Overkill moments and see what we remember. So, start the video in 3, 2, 1, let's duel. You see what I did there? Instead of let's go, it's just let's duel. I feel like that should be my new thing. But anyway, we're gonna start it.
The influence of evil is allowed to take over. You get to see
oh, yeah, just making sure that the volume is up, actually.
And that is the overkill.
So I think we are good right there.
Destroy you with all my being style of dueling. You know what I mean. When a duelist
so we might get some Arc V moments. Also, I actually remembered, yeah, he's from the UK. So this actually is a Yugi tuber that is from the UK, which is awesome. I think there is another Yugi tuber that is from, England. Oh, how could we forget that character, Specter? Oh, jeez. Ooh, will that moment be on this list? I think, again, it's been a long time since I've seen this video. So here we go.
I'll take on all 5 of you.
Oh, I remember this moment.
Arc 5 has always been a pretty unhinged character. You never quite knew if you were safe to be around him.
Yeah, those are the words I would not say best describes Yuri as a character. More or less the words to describe his character would be sadistic, psychotic, and a little bit deranged. Yeah, those would be the 3 best words to describe Yuri in Arc V. And believe me, he shows in this moment and in other moments how psychotic he can be. Dang. Yeah. Man, I didn't think this would be number 10, because, I don't know, let's just actually continue on so we can see this moment.
However, at the end of the day, he was a psychopath, with a very obvious superiority complex too, which, unfortunately for his enemies, his skills did actually...
Those sunken-in eyes and that smile of his, that's what makes him psychotic, basically. And when it comes to dueling...
against top-ranked opponents like Alexis Rhodes and Sora Percy, he would use the...
Jeez, if Jaden was in this arc, he would not stand a chance against Yuri. Also, I didn't even think there was a Ancient Gear structure deck. I know there's a Crowler structure deck, but...
That's not the moment I want to talk about. For me, personally, it was when he was challenged by 5 duelists of
Yusho.
Instead of taking them
all... It was supposed to be 6, but he took out one of them instantly.
That much better than them all. and so allowed them to duel him 5v1. Although these duelists were unnamed characters, their decks, I must say, were nothing really to laugh at.
Yeah, they actually brought out some top-tier monsters all on their first turn.
Dragon Catapult Cannon that could banish a monster every turn, Super Vehicleroid Jumbo Drill that could inflict piercing battle damage, and Master of Oz.
Yeah, they showed that they were not to be messed with, but
completely unfazed by the
more or less just dominates them in this duel. And on his second turn. So it's a turn 2 OTK. Or maybe a TTK, basically. Hey, I made a new abbreviation today! Oh, well, that just popped up. Oh, yeah.
During the duel between
I think this was just a random moment they had in Zexal 2 that, again, never really popped up at all in the series. It was interesting, but it just never popped up again after this duel.
But this time he has abandoned all faith in Yuma as a duelist.
Gave us some pretty, like, creepy dark colors, though.
This results in the Dark Zexal. In this form, Astral lost all compassion as a duelist. He dueled only with anger and didn't even care about the damage he took. Using his Mini C-39, Utopia Ray V, equipped with DZW Chimera Class,
but of course, like, its attack doubled if I remember. But, yeah, Vector's monster couldn't be destroyed in battle, and it got worse!
Points more than Yuma's monster each time it attacked. So, Yuma in a berserk state leans into this infinite situation, where every time he attacks, his monster's attack points.
Yeah, there's the effect.
100 life points. He continues
but you have to give up, like, 100 life points every time he used that effect and attacked. Look at that! He's just relishing in losing his life points.
3,200 attack points before Yuma and Astral could retake control of the duel. However, had Dark Yuma been allowed to continue with the duel as he was doing, he would have been able to get a monster with 2,660,400 attack.
Probably should have put that moment on a list of, like, strongest monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! That never happened, though. Oh, boy.
Going back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, this time I'm going to be looking at Zark, who decided to have a non-stop dueling hype.
As long as he doesn't play the dub voice, then I think we'll be fine.
Idea from his 1/4 Yuri part. However, Zark, to prove that he is truly the strongest in all the world, duels 10 top-tier Yuri.
It actually started with Aster Phoenix and Sora dueling him. Then it went on to Crow and Sabatari. Then those two, and then those two. And then it went to Akiba Reggie and, you know, Leo. Professor Leo, or whatever his title was in Arc V. They really should have done this arc better, though.
That I think solidifies his OP-ness, I guess. And it was when the Professor appears to duel him. Zark. What? Equipped with the very cards...
They are playing the dub voice.
The Professor thinks he's going to be the one to... This is not what happens. Instead,
you know,
immediately OTK.
You all think that Sean Schimmel's, like, dub voice, when he played one character during Zane's, like, dark transformation in GX, was bad.
Keep in mind that...
He said it best! His dub voice is terrible!
Antagonist of the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 series until Zark appeared. So it just kind of solidifies the fact that the Professor is a big fat letdown, whereas Zark is pretty OP.
Here we go.
For those that don't know, one of the most powerful mechanics in the Master Rule 4 style of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling is something called the extra link. It's basically where, for a lot of...
Okay, so I wanted to apologize there. I realized the volume wasn't up a lot, so that way you guys could hear the video more and also hear me at the same time. So apologies for that, but now we got it up. But yeah, this was something that I think Revolver did in Season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns, but he hasn't perfected it yet. And yet Specter basically figured out how to perfect this move entire. I don't remember what he calls it, but they might mention it in this video, in this moment. This wasn't more or less an overkill moment. It was just to basically prevent Lightning from ever using his extra deck again. So, yeah. It was a pretty cool moment, honestly, from a villain nonetheless.
From your extra monster zone to your opponents, granting you the ability to summon into their extra monster zone, and essentially lock them out of using their extra deck completely. It's tough to
Which
pull
makes
off,
you think Specter pretty much had the best archetype in all of Reigns.
Really wants to flex on their opponent would even attempt to pull this off. But in Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns, 2 characters dared to try this move.
That pose. It's like they're the future Ginyu Force or something.
Yusaku's Firewall Dragon was able to create a link all the way around the board, making the first extra
But
link
again,
seen on
it
screen.
wasn't perfected
And
as well.
Impressive, one of Revolver's underlings, known as Specter, actually one-ups this and does something a little bit more impressive. During his duel against the evil AI Lightning, Specter was able to create what Revolver couldn't.
And Lightning was pretty upset about it when he pulled it off.
Revolver called
Full modo.
completely.
That's what he called. Oh gosh, that's a kawaii moment right there.
Specter basically
Oh gosh.
0 chance of a comeback, and for the most part, he did achieve this.
Yeah, pretty much destroyed that monster. And again,
However, sadly,
having problems with
he
these
would
pop
have gone to
up.
win the duel.
It's
But
gotta be
honestly,
because this is a
it's
top
amazing
10
to see.
list.
And with Master Rule 5 on the horizon, this could be the last time you see.
And he pretty much burned his mother tree down while in this duel.
Yeah.
Jeez. Alright, we're moving on.
I still have a lot more spoilers.
Oh, I forgot about this moment in Zexal.
Imagine being in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe for a moment.
Ah,
There are professional Yu-Gi-Oh
yeah.
duelists you see on TV.
This was a
and you look up to them,
definite
aspire to be
overkill
like them,
moment for
and
this
out of the blue
episode.
One day, one of them invites you to.
It pretty much also introduced us to these characters,
awesome,
which,
right? However,
by the
what
way,
you slowly
their
start
names
to
in the
realize
dub are
midway
Roman
through the
numerals.
duel is that
Or no,
person
not in the dub, the
is
sub.
absolute
The sub of this
psycho.
series are Roman numerals, but in the dub, they basically decided to do
Yes, in Yu-Gi-Oh!
take
Zexal, a
the
celebrity
Spanish
duelist
term
invites
names
Bronk
and make them
Caswell
actual
to
names
because,
for the
well,
characters.
He just loves to spoil his fans.
Yeah, you have
However, in reality,
you have Quentin as
he
like
hates them all. He convinces
Chiente,
them to agree to
or
a
like
battle
Trey
royale,
as
and
Trace,
underlying himself to go
and
last, despite
Quattro
the fact
as-
he would be at an even
well, you know how that
disadvantage.
is.
During the duel, he coaxes them to bring out.
I don't know why
monsters
they
that
didn't
he
give
can
Quattro
use to
just
manipulate
like
the duel
a
and
normal
take
sounding
part.
name
Then,
that
when he
is
uses the
like
effect of his giant grinder
sounding like
monster,
Quattro
he
or
begins to take the
4.
duel in a
Like maybe you could call him
as he
Corey
begins to use his
or
opponent's
something.
monsters against them in order to
You know, we could have gone with that, but I guess
and
not.
After he makes the winning
But yeah,
strike,
anyway, he
he's
wrecks
still
these
not
two.
satisfied and begins to attack again. The result is both duelists being slammed.
And yeah, he's not done yet.
And Caswell even
Oh
breaking his arm.
gosh, that is just
Everything's gonna be
brutal.
okay, Bronk.
But hey, at least they got his autograph.
Yeah, they'll probably sell it on eBay somewhere, but you know. Oh, we are talking about this moment.
Strike him down!
During the alternate dimension arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Jaden gets into a high-stakes duel against Braun, Mad King of Dark World.
sorry there, that was a burp.
Throughout the duel, keeps sacrificing all of his friends. for
Yeah,
their
I
negative
kind of thought this
emotions.
moment
He does this to
in
meet
the arc
criteria
was
for
like,
the creation of the
it was
ultimate
pointless,
fusion
but
of polymerization.
did give
And
us
as well, he's
Supreme
probably
King
just doing
Jaden,
it for Jaden. Upon
even though
witnessing
for
the depths of
this
each of his
arc
friends,
only,
Jaden just thinks,
and that
"Screw it.
character never
I lost
came
everyone.
back.
It's time to go all out." As soon as you hear the most optimistic and fun-loving duelist of what I would consider every single series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Renounce dueling for fun and basically just going all in for revenge, you know something bad is gonna happen.
I used to duel for fun, but now I'm dueling to avenge
Yeah.
what you did to my best friends. It's payback time.
Oh, when you hear him say
It reminds me of the
that,
quote I read.
and the
There are
rock
three things
music
all wise
plays,
men fear. The sea
you
in the
know
storm,
this
a
isn't
night
the
with
same
no
Jaden
moon,
that we all
and the
knew and
anger
loved
of
from
a
season
chicken.
1 and 2.
I played the spell card Oversoul.
Yeah, he is
When you hear that
playing.
epic
This is a
music play,
man
you can
that
see
is playing with
Yugi
anger in his heart right now.
Uses a combination
And he
of
is
Neos,
relishing
Suit
in this
Armor,
moment.
and Battle of Sleeping Spirits to continuously beat down Braun. To, in his own words, witness him squirm. This onslaught gives Bronn no time to counter and leads to Jaden.
Yeah, but this is something this character... Yeah, it's kind of sad that there wasn't more of, like, the Supreme King. I feel like if they didn't add to the story of, like, oh, he's also the reincarnation of an ancient king that was lost in time, that's basically just ripping off the first series of Yu-Gi-Oh! With the Pharaoh being locked away and all that. I feel like if you kept him as, like, a separate character, or maybe, like, a second personality for Jaden because of his anger when he lost all of his friends, and he pretty much said, yeah, I'm not dueling for fun anymore, I'm dueling to get revenge for my friends basically being killed in this world. They do come back, though, at the end, but sadly, Season 4 never got dubbed. Oh, this moment! How can I forget this moment? Don't look at her like that, Misty, you creep! Yeah, Misty, while she was evil, she was a creep throughout the entire series of 5Ds. Well, when she was in that one season with the Dark Signers, but blah, 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 you get it.
Real shady stuff had been going on there. Seiya, a psychic duelist who can make his monsters tangible, senses her approaching.
Also, I think it was at this point that Seiya basically decided, yeah, he's just gonna go off the hinges and be a little psychopath and kill anyone that just comes into the office building.
And says you've got one turn.
Also, he just had that duel disc, like, happily sitting there, waiting for someone to break in to duel him.
She's only ever dueled once before this, and that was with Jack Atlas's help. It is due to this lack of skill, she's very easily outplayed. Seiya, towards the end of the duel...
And technically, she only gets 3 duels in this series, if I remember correctly. One with Jack, when they're both dueling against Possessed Trudged, one with Sayer, and then again with Sayer when she's a Dark Signer.
Attacks again, throwing Carly out the window and down to the ground, where she would die. Or if you watch the dub...
Yeah, or in the dub, basically.
Don't feel too bad, though.
Yeah.
As a Dark Signer after
That's...
death. And she basically does the...
If I can pause a moment to talk about this, that is a thing that kind of gets you upset when you watch a dub, and they basically try to whitewash death as it's not a thing. She still fell from that tall building. Don't think adding purple smoke can save her from falling to the ground. She can fall straight through that thing and still die. You didn't think about that, did you, 4Kids? Nope, you didn't. But yeah, they've pretty much shown death in other, like, dubbed animes before. This, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, takes a straight dive away from death. When considering you're showing monsters getting destroyed by other monsters or devoured by them, no, we're fine showing that. But death? Oh no, that's a big no-no in 4Kids.
Pretty justified. If someone kills you, kill them back, I guess.
Yeah, right there! Sayer straight up died! So I don't know how he came back. Let's continue on with the list.
Actually, I'm only required.
Oh, this moment!
But I'm in a destructive mood today.
This was a straight up dark moment for me when I watched GX.
Duel in excess. Having a monster in his arsenal with 4,000 base attack that can be.
And honestly, he's like one of the best like rival characters for a main character in anime history or in Yu-Gi-Oh history. And as a fun fact, he's one of the rival characters that has not lost to the main character whatsoever. I mean, yeah, it was a close match in their graduation finals.
However, the overkill moment I'm going to talk about is when Zane is on a real bad downward spiral. He has lost constantly after the defeat at the hands of Aster Phoenix.
Yeah, this was after pretty much he lost against Aster Phoenix and pretty much has gone underground dueling with this stuff.
That would inflict real damage every time they were hit. Zane does his best to duel against the most annoyingly dubbed voice in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Here we go! You're about to get a big boom!
Oh, Sean, my boy Sean.
Zane, having had all his...
At least he's well known as being Goku from Dragon Ball Z and Super. But good lord, why did he decide to pick that voice?
Like respecting my opponents. I should have been thinking about winning.
He now understands that respecting
your
opponent in a duel...
This was a really, really dark moment.
If you want to focus on what is truly most important. Victory.
I think...
I know it with all my soul.
Yeah, that's a good line, but the shouting could have been done a little bit better with that gravelly voice.
Overdragon, out of all of the cyber dragons that have perished. By merging them all into one dark creature, he creates a monster with 4,000 attack and 6 attacks. And in one turn, Zane inflicts over 11.
Yeah, he obliterates this entire arena.
And it is with this moment that the birth of Hell Kaiser begins.
And now we are down to the final 2 on this list. Although, again, he might actually do an honorable mention after this, and then we go to number 1. But then again, he might not. So this could be like the first top 10 list that we see that doesn't have an honorable mention in it. Because, yeah, most other top 10 lists on, like, YouTube channels, they have, like, honorable mentions in them. Maybe this guy doesn't. So I guess we'll just continue on and see the last 2. See how they go. I actually don't remember what the last 2 were on this list. But it'll be interesting to see what they are again. Anyway, let's continue on and see what we got for the last 2. Yes! Doro! Monster Kano! Yamate! Yugi! Hanase! I'm sorry. Wow, I didn't expect this to be on the list.
Dragon's Arc, out of desperation, Yugi.
I did not expect this to be the number 2 on this list. The meme is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. I had to do that, though. I had to do that for this video. It just was, like, too funny to pass up. Honestly, like, Season 4 is probably one of the best arcs of, like, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! It's darker, it's much more tense, there's more things on the line. And surprisingly, DBZ Abridged gave us a funnier version of with Yugi not stopping even though he won the duel. He's just like, you're right, Taya. And even still, I am still the victor of the Doro Monster Kado! And even at the end, he's just like, for the record, it was another Monster Kado. I can't even talk today, I slurred that up, but it just is so funny. Okay, let's actually continue and talk and like listen about this moment because, oh boy, this. Well, there was a lag there. Apologies for that. We had a lag.
His soul is ripped from.
We've had a lot of lags in videos lately.
It's only a small moment, but Yugi is seen as the bad guy in this duel because he starts sacrificing a bunch of his own monsters in order to deal as much damage as possible to Raphael. I mean, this act is seen as a bad thing.
Yeah, had to sacrifice. Slamming on that symbol is not going to help you, little Yugi.
Turtle gets panic, and that was fine, apparently. But God forbid he do it under the Orichalcosis influence, and everybody loses their minds. To be fair, though, he probably did just stop respecting his monsters and his cards, and that's probably where people draw issue from it, so...
Since he's useless, I'll sacrifice my dark magician.
Yeah.
Alright then, fair enough. But what I want to talk about is
just get that moment
next.
for you.
Racked with guilt, Yugi, the lone pharaoh, ends up in a duel with Weevil Underwood. Weevil, just to mess with the pharaoh, says he has the only card that can save Yugi right.
But again, because they had to show us that it was Weevil lying again.
To take what he believes is the only hope of
still has not changed his character.
Rips it in half
after a few seasons of still doing this crap.
It is at this moment that
but that eye change though.
Oh! You'll pay for that. Hear me, Weevil? You'll pay dearly.
He is about to ruin this man's life.
If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you must know what happens next. But Yugi plays Berserker Soul.
Berserker Soul!
Every time he draws a monster card, he can attack Weevil again. And, what do you know? It's a monster card.
It's a monster card.
What about the next one? Oh, it's
and his next draw's a monster card. Yep.
The next one, Yugi.
You
can stop now. Like, you've won.
Yeah. You've pretty much won the duel, Yugi. Yugi!
Needless to say, it was just a prank, bro.
I had to do it again. I'm sorry. Alright. We're on to number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this moment! Okay! Yeah! So, considering they're using augmented reality from the Zexal season, this is what you get with real augmented damage.
Sakaki and the 2-dimensional counterparts of his main gal, Serena and Ruri, who, keep in mind, are possessed by an evil parasite.
And with those red eyes, they've actually made those 2 girls even more terrifying.
Dimension halves inside himself.
Oh,
as well.
had another burp.
Is a good kid. He wants people to smile, and he always helps those in need. At this moment, his best friend and childhood sweetheart, Yuzu, has been...
That was basically the whole premise of, like, the Synchro Dimension arc. Getting Zuzu back, and then doing that the same way for the Fusion arc.
Yuto manages to calm him down. Oh, this is probably important to mention as well. Yuya also has the malignant spirit of his former combined self within his body that, under intense emotional situations...
that was also a thing in this entire arc.
Basically a whole lot of bad things to happen. Well, he resists the urge to embrace that darkness then, and when the doctor managed to sneak a parasite into his brain and attempt to...
And surprisingly, that didn't work because of the darker half of Yuya.
To his sanity once again. Honestly, it's lucky that Yuya is such a chill guy. I'm sure nothing would get under his skin to make...
Bad touch! Bad touch!
Yeah, the doctor brings out the mind-controlled Yuzu, and he starts wiping his filthy old man hands all over her face, and, well, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Yuya goes full
Yuya is basically just losing all control at this moment. And that summon is so cool.
Dragon. With this monster, he decimates the field, and when one of the girls says, "Nice try, but one of us is going to survive next turn, and then you're screwed," Yuya announces there will be...
But of course, there's not going to be a next turn.
And this is where he performs one of the most destructive attacks.
Usually it's Yuya's way of saying final turn and final phase, basically, in Buddy Fight and Vanguard. But this is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Behind them, leaving them unconscious on the ground. Everything from the music, the
and he basically kills these two.
Really fuels this moment, and the sheer amount of damage Yuya is...
Alright, there you have it, guys. That was my reaction to TGS Anime's top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Overkill moments, and there was a lot that I did remember, actually, yeah. Jeez, they were like some crazy overkill moments, though. Also, apologies if the video is like lowered a bit and then lowered back and then like raised back up. I was trying to get like a perfect like sound there so you guys would be able to hear my voice and the video quality at the same time. I think I'm just going to keep it at the video volume I've been doing for a long time, even though it cuts out my voice half the time, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how things go. Anyway, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video, and if there's any other TGS anime video you want me to react to, let me know in the comment section down below. And, but yeah, that's basically how that's gonna end. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell to never miss a video. And with that being said, and with that, I will see all you awesome guys and gals later.